what is your take as to whether or not boosters will be widespread enough to really boost the earnings of some of these companies you follow, or is it just going to be a very select few that end up having them?
Great to be here with you. We are very confident that not only is the CDC and the FDA likely to recommend boosting first for immunocompromised people in this country, but eventually towards the fall and the winter for people over 65, and eventually a broader recommendation for the rest of our country. I think you're going to see that. The data points to that. UK and Israel already going that direction as well.
Are there any of the companies' vaccines in particular suitable for boosters more than others?
Well, I think that there is general consensus that Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine are likely to have the vast majority of the market share, mostly because their production, inventory, and availability is widely out there, and people probably feel most comfortable getting the same shot again, although there are some others that may follow, like Novavax. But I think the real key takeaway here is you're going to start to see boosting become recommended starting tomorrow and into the fall, into the winter. And I think, as we wrote in a note this week, Wilfred, battery recharge time. Maybe we'll get to talking about Moderna, but I think it is a battery recharge time, and I think that proportion of people will feel comfortable getting a boost over the next year.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we'll have to see. I do know some people have gotten no reaction whatsoever when they got their vaccines, and some people have gotten adverse reactions that hung around, things like vertigo and numbness and issues with their appetite and everything else. So it's going to be a key question to see whether people are willing to line up and go get that booster shot again. That being said, Moderna, it's up triple digits just since the start of this year. This is a company that until the COVID-19 vaccine didn't actually have something on the market before. The fact that you have a hold rating on it, what would change your rating? What do you see as sort of like the next leg or the next sort of key catalyst for the stock?
It's a great question. I think there's two things you need to consider with Moderna. The first is what is driving the stock. We wrote a note about it again last week. We called it the Tesla of biotech. I used in a little analogy. I said battery recharge again this week, and that is because tech investors, generalist investors, global investors view it as a innovative, disruptive platform in biotech that can produce many, many types of vaccines and drugs. I think that's what's going on, and I think that's why people are looking at a bigger valuation today and want to dream big on where Moderna could be. Fundamentally, I think the catalyst is flu data later this year. People are going to believe they can come up with another important vaccine. The flu data is going to be better than the Sanofi flu vaccine, and I think people are going to talk about, oh my gosh, they've got another product. So I think that debate's going to continue. I think if that data looks very good, the stock can move probably higher, probably retest 500, although it's extremely expensive. We all get that. And I think that's what people are debating here in our healthcare world.